Okay, for sure. And I think that the worst aspect about being out on the street is your personal safety. You have folk who are out here and they're on drugs, and some who are just, they're out of their mind, and then you have some with just anger problem and weapons, and it's violence constantly. You're constantly hearing sirens all day and all night long. People are getting assaulted, or women are being raped out here. And it's on a daily basis that something is happening. You're hearing about tragedy. Some people are dying out here on the streets. They're having heart attacks. They're having strokes, and it's even within the cultures, the Latinos and the blacks. When they feud. Just the other day, there was a young man who changed his sexuality over to a woman. He was dating this other guy, and the guy didn't want to let him go. And 1 week later, he just rolled up on his bicycle, pulled out a gun, and shot him in the head dead. And this just happened like 2 weeks ago. And then you have police officers who are assaulting.
So the homeless have guns also.
Yes,
knives,
they have
guns. They have all types of
They
weapons.
have more weapons than the average person, because you have to have them out on the street anyway, because it's rough.
Right.
I mean, it's really the survival of the fittest.
Right.
It's either eat
it's like
or
being
be
in the wild, basically.
Exactly. You have to survive. So it's like being in jail. They making shanks, they doing it all, and you got this crystal out here. Boy, they out here, they're being real creative with the weapons. They setting booby traps. I mean, it's like war out here, and it's rough. So so you gotta. It's like stepping through a minefield. Just
the crystal, meaning crystal meth.
Crystal meth. Yeah, that's the
people to know what you're
that's the new thing that's out right now. Crack is like really being pushed to the side. They're really pushing this Chris, and these folk are like losing their mind. And this other stuff, what do they call it? Spice. My goodness, folk running around naked, with no clothes on, and just in the middle of the street. It's a scene,
So how many times do you eat per day?
Me, I eat as much as I can. Since I'm out here panhandling, if someone has some leftovers or they want to treat a brother to a meal, I'm accepting everything. I accept snacks, granola bars.
How many times is that?
I'm eating 4 to 5 times a day. I eat twice at the shelter. I'm temporarily now, I've been off the street for about 45 days now. I've just been accepted to the Wine Guard as an open door participant. They'll put me in the place for 90 days within their shelter, and help me to transition and get a SRO or a Section 8 voucher. So, but I'm only in there for 90 days. So I eat there, but they only give us breakfast and dinner. They don't give us lunch. So I eat lunch at the midnight mission, and then when I'm out here on the street panhandling, I eat when I can, and I eat a lot. Because folk normally will buy you food before they give you money, and I gladly accept all snacks, because a brother be hungry. But it's a lot of walking, and it's a lot of stress, and so how do you stay motivated? How do you keep going? When you're out here and you're hearing no's and you're feeling bad about begging in the first place. Because I've worked since I was 16 years old. I'd stopped working when I was 38 because of my mental breakdown. But from 16 to 38, I've always had a job. Sometimes 2 or 3, because I had to. Because I only had myself. I had no support system. I had no brothers and no sisters. My mother was not around. I don't know my father. So, it was just me. So I had to survive. And I've been on the grind since I was 16. So this whole thing is new to me. Having to ask somebody for assistance is crazy. It's crazy.
How's the disease and, STDs and things of that nature down here?
Man, you can walk down, if you walk down Skid Row, bro, on any given night between 10 and 12 o'clock, some of those alleys over there, they getting butt wild, 3-4 couples, man and women, women and women, men and men, and ain't no condoms being used. It's not safe. So they do have a van that comes around that tests people, and they also give out condoms every Saturday. and the people are really generous. On Saturdays, it's like a flood of volunteers and 501c3 corporations, nonprofits, churches that come out and distribute food and hygiene and clothing and all those types of things. But the folk, when they're in their altered state, they're not thinking correctly, and they're out there, they're not protected. So, you know, sexually transmitted diseases are rampant. 50%, they had a survey that they done just for down here on Skid Row. 50% of the transsexual black males down there, 50% of them have AIDS. So it's prevalent. It's prevalent and pervasive.
Thanks, man. Can you tell the people